Hey everybody, so this video is going to take us a little bit further from where we left off in class today. We started this on, today is Tuesday, January 12th, 2021. So that's the folder that you're going to find these videos in. Okay, so we did example 3A in my second hour class. We did not get to it in first hour, so I'm going to go ahead and make a video of this one. I think I'm also going to break this up into multiple videos so you guys can pick and choose which component you need to watch. So here we go. We are tasked with finding the value of x here. So you'll notice that x represents a side length. And we have to figure out what that is. The directions tell us to round to the nearest hundredth, so 2 decimal places as needed. All right, so this is going to look pretty similar to that last example problem that we did in class. So here's what we need to do. First, we recognize and identify the angle that we're working with. It's this 63-degree angle. Then we want to recognize the side lengths in reference to that angle measure. So this one, of course, is the hypotenuse because it's across from the 90-degree angle. And then this one is my opposite side because it is opposite my angle, right? So what is the trig function that uses both the opposite and the hypotenuse? And hopefully you answered, oh, that's the sine function. So the sine function is the one that we're going to use. So this is the sine of 63 degrees, that's my setup, is equal to my opposite side, which is x in this case, over my hypotenuse, which is 12.4. All right, so now what we need to do is isolate the x, get x all by itself. So I want you to think back to your algebra days. What is happening to the x so that it's not all by itself? Well, it's being divided by 12.4. How do I undo that? I multiply on both sides by 12.4. Okay, so what this tells me then is that my x is going to be equal to 12.4 times the sine of 63 degrees. Okay, got an extra little dot up there. We'll get rid of that. So I would punch this whole thing in my calculator just like it is. So x equals 12.4 times the sine of 63 degrees. So I'd like for you guys to punch that in. And I got 11.05 out of that. Okay, now sometimes what people will do is they will punch in the sine of 63 degrees first, and then they will round that value, then they will multiply. That will start to throw off your numbers. And again, I've talked with you guys about this before in terms of if you're an engineer and you're in the engineering calculation phase of some kind of a big project, and right away in the beginning you start using some pretty grossly rounded values and you keep calculating with those rounded values and then rounding them some more and so on and so forth. By the time you get to, the bridge being built out in the field, or, in the field meaning the construction site, that means you're going to end up with some values that are off, and that's not okay. All right. So the way to keep this as accurate and as precise as possible is to leave it in this trig format until you get ready to, until the whole thing is done. You punch it all in your calculator at one time, and then you do the rounding that you need to do, and that's going to ensure that you get the most precise value. Okay, so this one works out to be 11.05. I will do the next example on the next video, but you definitely need to watch the second video because it has a little bit different twist to the solving. Thanks for watching this one. Bye.